What is going on, guys? JT, iamthetie, coming at you with another part of the Final Fantasy VII Let's Play. Anyway, in today's episode, there's obviously a bathroom over there. I think there's some items back here. I don't remember if you can get all of them, though. Here you go. There's a megaphone. Nobody wants a megaphone. But I believe that there's some cool items. Here we go. There's an ether. You know, I just normally just check all this stuff right there, but apparently there's only an ether back here. I know that we have the 4-slash materia, and I think that we have, like, really crappy items on one person. Here we go. Barrett has, like, a very crappy item. And I'm gonna go ahead and equip the Star Pendant onto Cloud, because I like the fact that he'd be immune to poison. And because he's the main character, I feel like he's always gonna be in my party, right? I never... How often do you have a game where you don't have your main character in your party? So... Anyway, we're on the 65th floor, and this is locked. And now this floor is actually pretty interesting. You're gonna have to assemble... You're gonna have to make the model of Midgar in the center. So in order to do that, you're gonna have to open up these little containers, and you have to open them in the correct order. So we got the Midgar parts right here, and in order to complete this particular floor and then get the key card, there is a mini model of the city of Midgar right here. And what you want to do is you take the Midgar pieces and put them into the model, and when you do that, you will get the key card. So it's kind of a little game of there are enemies on this floor, so you do want to keep an eye out for that. But I believe if I don't even know how the hell I knew that Midgar, that particular treasure chest opened, but I did, so that was kind of cool. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in. Now, see, the faster I do it, the less likely I'm gonna run into a whole bunch of bad guys, right? So, and I think that it's still this one, so I am on fire right now. No, but you can run into bad guys. There's a couple of bad guys in this particular, in the Shinra Tower that you want to run into. There's this guy that looks like he's on a giant ball, you know, like one of those workout medicine balls, but it's kind of spiky. If you steal an item from him, he has Carbon Bangles, which is probably the best armlet arm thing that you can get in the game. And there's also a soldier called, there's an enemy called Soldier 3rd Class, and if you steal an item from him, he has the Hardedge, and that's actually a very good item as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to steal from these guys, because I want to see what they have to give me. But thankfully I have the cross slash, so that should take out one of them, because if they're doing a lot of damage, it will make my life so much easier. Obviously, you can go downstairs if you're running low on health. You can actually train in this area. So, but this guy doesn't seem like he's doing too much damage anyway. But I forget what item they have. I don't steal items normally, but I know I normally steal very important items. That's basically what it boils down to. Man, I feel like I'm getting slapped around like a... That is a cool looking move right there. Nope, I got the miss on the somersault. That sucks. The one thing is that, you know, like the first one is really easy to get the but they start surrounding the with a lot of misses, so you might want to just hit like the regular hit on it and just take the normal things if it starts to get too difficult to time. For me, normally it's not too bad, but, you know, whenever you make a mistake, it happens, so. And now, here we go. We got the Midgar parts right here. I forget how many other Midgar parts there are. I hope there's not too much more. Here we go. There are 5 pieces, so. And this is the next one, and then it looks like there's one more. So let's go ahead and find that last particular treasure chest, and if we can open that up, then I think we'll get the key card. And I think the key card's right next to the staircase, so. Here we go. It must be this one, right? Here we go, the Midgar parts, and let's go ahead and run them back. Maybe we'll run into a cool bad guy that can actually give us something cool. I think because I didn't buy any of those mithril armlets, I think it would be a good idea to steal from those guys. So if I'm going to steal from those guys, I'll let you guys know, and I'll cut the video right there, and I'll steal some items. I'll let you see them afterwards, and yeah, I'll show you guys like the Carbon Bangle. The Carbon Bangles do a lot. It's just a better defensive thing to have, and the Hardedge actually I think doubles Cloud's weapon damage, which is really useful. Okay, that's like a quack thing right here. It looks like ducks. Go ahead and hit him with the Volt spell, because they look like they're electric, right? And he only did 1 damage with that, so that's pretty pathetic. You got the Echo Screen. Apparently he puts us to sleep. So the Echo Screen makes it so if you go into silence, it's not too bad. And I keep on trying to hit the attack button, and then I'm hitting the wrong button, so that sucks. And that should take this guy out. Wow, that did a lot of damage. There we go. Oh, wow, that guy disappeared? I didn't even notice that. That's so weird. But it looks like he is, he's hard to hit with anything other than a special attack, so... There we go. Anyway, that is a funky bad guy, and I apologize if I'm not doing too much talking right now. I feel like I'm losing my voice, like I feel like I've been talking for a whole bunch. I've been recording a lot of these episodes in a row, so I hope you guys don't mind too much. If you guys give me feedback on different episodes, you might not see it for a couple of episodes, just because I'm so busy. I just want to turn these out because I'm going to be moving. I don't know when this episode's going to go up, but I probably will already be in San Diego at that point. You can see there's a meeting right here. If you want to peek in on the meeting, go ahead and go into the bathroom, which seems really counterintuitive, but you'll see in a second. Well, let's flush the toilet, because climbing on top of a dirty toilet is gross. And let's go ahead and climb up into the air vent. I'm going to go ahead and move along with this storyline. And obviously this would be a tight squeeze for Barret, I think. I think Tifa could squeeze in pretty easily here. She's much more petite. I feel like Cloud would be bigger than Tifa, right? Jeez, that's a lot of suits. We have the damage estimates for Sector 7. Considering those factories we already set up and all the investments, the damage is estimated at approximately 10 billion gil. Damn. The estimated cost to rebuild Sector 7 is... We are not rebuilding. What? We're leaving Sector 7 as it is, and restarting the Neo-Midgar plan. Then the Ancients... The Promised Land will soon be ours. I want you to raise the macro rates 15% in every area. Rate height, break height, tra-la-la-la-la-la, and please include our space program in the budget. Yeah. It reminded me of the Lion King a while ago. Reeve and Scarlet will divide the extra income from the rate increase. Oh, man. Palmer's such a fat butt cheek. Sir, if you raise the rates, the people will lose confidence. It'll be alright. The ignorant citizens won't lose confidence. They'll trust Shinra Incorporated even more. I don't like that logic. After all, we're the ones who saved Sector 7 from Avalanche. That dirty... And, we got... this guys look like a monkey. Hojo, how's the girl? As a specimen, she is inferior to her mother. I'm still in the process of comparing her to her mother Ifalna, but for now the difference is 18%. How long will the research take? Probably 120 years. It's probably impossible to finish in our lifetime, or in the lifetime of the specimen too, for that matter. And I have seen a person in the lab that looked exactly like that, so that's really funny. That is why we're thinking of breeding her. Then we could create one that could withstand our research for a long time. What about the Promised Land? Won't it hinder our plans? That's what I need to plan. The mother is strong and yet has her weaknesses. Hojo is so weird, but have you ever seen like a pasty guy in a white lab coat? I have seen so many of those in my life. And that concludes our meeting. And hopefully we didn't make too much noise, because Barret is such a big man, he always makes so much noise. Uh-oh. Something stinks. And that is Scarlet, but we're not going to see Scarlet for a little bit. She doesn't play a bigger role until a little bit later in the game. You're talking about Aeris, right? I don't know. Probably. Let's follow him. Now we're going to head back out of this air vent. At this point, and then we're going to find Aeris, because, you know, they were talking about breeding someone. Are they gonna breed? Can you breed humans? That is so... That's messed up. That is a messed up with a side of messed up, so... We're gonna keep on moving in this thing, and obviously there's Hojo right here, so... I'm gonna slow down right here. Hojo, huh? And apparently he's opened the door for us. You can see that he opened it right there, so I think we should follow him upstairs. The door's still open, so that's cool. You can talk to the people working in this area, but I don't think they do anything. I don't think they give you anything either, so I wouldn't suggest doing that. I feel like it would just kind of waste time, unless you want to play around with dialogue. Interacting you know, get the non-playable characters is always just a fun thing to do. I like to do that when you're playing through the game for the first time, but if you're doing an LP, I feel like you guys probably don't want to watch that, so... But Hojo's walking way too slowly. Speed up, man. I know that you're a lab person, you don't work out too much, but come on. Hey, I remember him. That Hojo guy, he's in charge of Shinra's science department. Cloud, don't you know him? This is the first time I've actually ever seen him, so that's what he looks like. We'll keep on moving in that direction. You know, you can keep on talking to some people. Let's see, the specimen Hojo asked me for is... Uh-oh. See, and this is funny, because I would run back to where I was before, but Cloud does something really surprising to me. He moves in this direction, and it turns out it works out perfectly, because in comes this guy. So, and nobody sees him with his spiky-headed hair just sticking out of nowhere. Is this today's specimen? Yes, we're starting right away. Raise it to the upper level. My precious specimen. I thought they always say not to tap on the glass of animals. Whatever. And you see, like, Hojo's blind. He doesn't even see Cloud sitting there, like, right next to the box, you know. He got tunnel vision. And apparently there is a lion king. We should name that one Simba. No, I won't. I'll continue to call him the normal name when we come across him. Or he looks like Scar, actually. But that's an awkward position for Tifa to be standing. And she wants people not to look up her skirt, and then she stands like that. Precious specimen. Is it going to be used for a biological experiment? What the heck is in this little dome thing? Genova. Oh no, and Cloud's having one of those nervous breakdowns again. And Tifa is very worried. And why did Barrett not do anything? He's right there. Genova, Sephiroth, so they brought it here. Cloud, be strong. Did you see it? See what? It's moving. It's still alive. Barrett peeks in. Where's his fucking head? This whole thing's stupid. Let's keep going. And that's the first thing, I didn't even realize that. I noticed when the first time I saw it, I was like, that thing has boobs. That's kind of awkward. But there is a, there is a dog right there. And there's a couple of items you want to do right here. Let me go ahead and open up this treasure chest. I believe you get poison materia. You equip elemental poison, then I think that would actually be pretty good. Ooh, Tifa's in Fury. I didn't even realize that. That's cool. That actually makes it so her limit break fills up faster, but she's more likely to miss. So, if I had a Mithril armor, then I'd connect the elemental and the poison materia together, but I don't. So anyway, I think I'm going to end the LP for right now, right here. If you guys enjoyed that portion of the LP, definitely let me know in the comments below. Leave a like response if you enjoyed, and when we pick up next time, we are going to find out what the heck is going on. Catch you guys another time. Bye. Hey guys, alright, quick little bonus for you guys. You know, I noticed these enemies right here, they're the ones that have Carbon Bangles, probably the best armor that you can get in the game at this point, so I would suggest stealing from them. I don't need to show you guys what the actual spoil is, but obviously it is definitely a Carbon Bangle. I collect about 4 or 5 of those if you want to. They're actually really good armor, so there you go. There's a Carbon Bangle, and I'm going to steal from the other guy. I'm going to collect about 4 of those, and I'm going to cut the video right here, and hopefully, if you guys have the time, go ahead and do that. If you want the game to be a little bit more challenging, then don't do it. But that's pretty much it in terms of armor. Catch you guys in a little bit. Bye. Alright guys, here is the other guy that you want to steal from. I believe this is called Soldier 3rd Class, and he holds the weapon called the Hardedge, and the one thing you do want to know is that they hurt really, really bad. Like, Tifa just filled up her entire limit break from the Flying Sickle on its own. Flying Sickle hurts both people in the back and the front an equal amount, and you only need one of them alive, so I would suggest killing one of them if you're going to get a little bit overwhelmed. It's probably the strongest random enemy that you're going to fight. So I'm going to kill the guy in the back. I'm going to have Tifa try to steal from the guy in the front. And obviously you only need one Hardedge because it's a sword for Cloud, and Cloud's the only guy who can use a sword in the whole game. So I'm going to try to do that, and I'm going to show you guys a little equip option at the very end after this. Bye. Alright guys, and now to show you exactly what the Hardedge does, I'm going to go over to the equip menu. Obviously Cloud has the Buster Sword before, but the Hardedge is almost double in power, pretty much. And it has a higher accuracy for the most part, so that looks pretty cool. I equipped the Carbon Bangles on everyone. If you recall correctly, if you recall last time, I think I had the Titan Bangle on everyone, and you can see that the power, or the defensive power, is at 14, so I've almost doubled our regular physical defense, and then added 10 to magic defense based from the Titan Bangle itself. So the Carbon Bangle is a really, really good defensive tool. So obviously I hope you guys go ahead and steal if you have the opportunity to. You don't have to. It does take a little bit of time. I feel like sometimes I have to waste like half an hour doing it, because sometimes you just can't steal the item from the people. But if you have the time, definitely go ahead and do that. The Hardedge and the Carbon Bangles, two things that you can pick up right before you fight the next boss. So I would suggest that, and I'll catch you guys another time. Hope you guys enjoyed this tiny little bonus that I threw in.